This is a Blink wireless outdoor CCTV kit that I bought off Amazon. And this is a brand new Hikvision hybrid colour view camera. And in today's video, I want to find out, can this Blink kit really outperform this top of the range CCTV? It's budget versus premium, DIY versus professional. Let's get started. As an owner of a business that installs security systems, I'm putting my neck on the line a little bit here. That's because I don't know how well this budget Blink kit will actually perform against a Hikvision professional camera. So if you see me go out of business halfway through this, you know exactly why. What we'll do is we'll set these cameras up, we'll talk about how easy they are to install, and I'll get some day and night footage that we can compare at the end of the video, so stick around for that.
Let's kick things off with the Blink kit, and it's off to a good start. Everything's pretty well packaged. You get 2 cameras in the box, the mounts for the cameras, the batteries, an instruction manual, and the main hub itself, which is what you connect to the internet.
Setting this up should be pretty straightforward. It is a DIY kit after all. First thing out of the box is the instructions with a QR code, so we'll scan that and I'll see how I get on.
Like all these types of DIY devices, everything's set up through an app. So download the app from the App Store and follow 4 pretty simple steps. Create the account, join the hub first to the account and connect the hub to the Wi-Fi, and then scan the QR code off the back of the camera to connect the camera. Lastly, you need to activate the free trial through the Blink app so that you don't pay for any storage for the first 30 days. Then you can take the camera outside into the locations you want to install, and using the screws and plugs provided, fix the camera to the wall.
The Blink camera's been installed for a couple of days and I've got some footage, but just before we crack on with that, let's have a look at that Hikvision camera.
We've actually reviewed this 4 megapixel hybrid colour view camera before. I'll leave a link in the pop-out banner if you want to go and check that out. But it's all pretty standard stuff that comes in these boxes. You get a drill template and user manual, some screws, the tool to adjust the camera so that it can be fixed on its axis, the waterproof connector, which runs away from me at this point, and then obviously the camera itself, all cased in a nice little box. Now you will be wondering why there is no hub or control unit for this camera.
And that's because professional CCTV needs a recorder to make it all work. It's not just a case of buying the camera and setting the camera up on its own. You can put SD cards in these cameras, but you'll need a few other bits and pieces to make it work. Let me explain more.
You see, as a standalone unit, the Hik camera doesn't cost much more than the Blink kit we bought from Amazon. But that's not the full story. To set up the Hikvision kit, you'd first need to purchase a recorder, storage for that recorder, the camera, and all the cabling to make it connect together. You'd then need to install the cameras and run the cables back to the recorder, making sure you connect the recorder to the internet as it can't use Wi-Fi. Unlike the Blink, you set up the recorder using a monitor or TV. Once you've finished that, you'll be able to scan a QR code off the screen to join the system to your app. There's a lot more going on with the setup for the Hikvision kit, which is why it'll cost you over 800 quid to have 2 cameras professionally fitted in comparison to the 155 for the Blink DIY kit.
Now that we understand a little bit more about how to set up these cameras, let's put them head to head. And in our first round, we're going to talk about features. The Blink camera comes in a 1080p variant, which is what most installers would class as 2 megapixels. The Hik camera gets an upgrade on that. It comes in 4 megapixels, which is about 75% more pixels than the Blink. Both cameras have built-in speakers and microphones if you go for the right models, and both cameras can do motion alerts if you choose to turn them on. The only main difference is that the Blink camera comes with a 2-year warranty and the Hik camera comes with a 3-year warranty. Given that the main differentiator between these 2 cameras is the megapixels, I'm going to give a point to each camera as they both pretty much have the same features. The next round is usability. Both cameras use a iOS or Android app to remotely live view and play back camera footage, and the apps are pretty intuitive to use. The main difference being that the Blink app allows a hell of a lot more configuration for the camera through the app itself. You can do things like turn on and off microphones and enable privacy zone, whereas the settings on the Hik app are really restrictive. And 9 times out of 10, these are first configured by the installer when the system is first put in.
This is where the blink camera starts to fall behind. In the time I was using it, I couldn't get the notifications set up how I'd like them. The blink uses a system called arm and disarm to activate notifications, but it also controls the schedule for recording. So when the camera is disarmed, it doesn't record, and when it's armed, it sends notifications and records events. And I wanted a middle ground like the Hikvision camera does, where I can have events configured through the recorder for things like motion detection or intrusion detection, but that the app gives me a timeline of recordings so I can go back to last night and see exactly what happened when. Over the few days the Blink app was installed outside of our shop, I got over 400 notifications. Now you're not going to find that on a residential estate because it will be much quieter, but I just prefer the way in which the Hik app works and allows a timeline view of recordings, which is why this round goes to the Hikvision camera. The next round is ease of install. There's no prizes for guessing who won this round. The Blink camera is dead easy to install for a DIYer. You scan QR codes off the boxes, join them to an app, and then screw the camera into any position you want around your house. The Hikvision camera requires a lot more planning and understanding of how to run cabling on houses, tools for terminating, and finally a good understanding of how to set up these recorders, which is why this round goes to the Blink. The final round is picture quality. In this round we separate the men from the boys. Unfortunately, this is where we reach the limitations of a battery operated DIY kit, as the picture quality in comparison to the Hikvision kit is just nowhere near as good. I've blown it up slightly so you guys can see it better, as most people will be using it through an app, but during the day and certainly during the night, the Hikvision camera is head and shoulders better. The frames per second on the Blink is pretty good and the smoothness of the image is great, but there's just too much graininess and the black and white picture at night is just how old school CCTV used to be. The future is definitely a colour view, which is why the winner of our fourth round is the Hikvision colour view camera, and the winner of this test is also the Hikvision colour view. I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button to help us build more great content on this channel. Would you have chosen the Blink kit or paid the 800 quid and had professional CCTV installed? Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye!